Samantha here, and welcome back to my channel and another update with SimCity Build It. But this one is important or special because this is the 100th episode of my SimCity Build It series. But it's funny because I was looking through some of the old videos, and technically this isn't the 100th because I've made plenty more videos. But as far as updates on my town, Harbor Hills, this is officially the 100th episode, and I'm so excited. I know I'm so delayed. I was trying to time it with some other stuff that was going on behind the scenes, and I think today is kind of like the perfect day to kind of unleash it out for you guys. So anyway, for this video, I guess, or this episode, I decided to go through all 99 of the videos, actually more than 99, probably like more like 106 or 7, maybe even more than that, because honestly it's been quite a bit of videos. So all of the videos like that's dealing with Harbor Hills, any update videos with my second town, any tips and tricks videos, any sneak peek videos of the contest and mayor stuff, I decided to go through all of them and take all the frequently asked questions I get from those videos and just discuss them in this video, and just have one big frequently asked question that I get in all of the 100+ videos I've made of SimCity Build It. I know, it's kind of crazy. So I know you guys have been along for the ride for a really long time, and you guys have no idea how much I appreciate it. Going through some of the comments and reading some of the positive remarks and everything, it was really special to me, and it meant a lot to me because, you know, I don't know, it just seems like we have like a really cool thing here with SimCity Build It and a community. And I started recognizing a lot of you guys' comments were coming over and over into the videos and just commenting, and I was just like, this is so cool just to be able to like see after the fact like how many people have been enjoying my videos. And so it made me feel really special. Of course there were some negative comments, of course there were some things that were kind of like, what, like, why would you bring that up? But I mean, for the most part, it's been a really positive experience. Being part of SimCity Build It, you know, and just doing the episodes and everything like that, I've gotten an opportunity to do so much. You know, EA approached me as far as being a game changer because of SimCity Build It. I was able to go to EA Play last year. I was also able to go visit the EA campus for the Club Wars, and I've met like tons of other YouTubers in the process that it's just special things that I will cherish forever, you know. And on top of just meeting other YouTubers, I've met other viewers, you know, and we've become friends outside of the game, and it's been really an adventure. So to come to this point at 100 episodes is awesome, y'all. It really is. All right, to be honest with you guys, it has been a long time since I played the video, and I have a special announcement at the end of the video that we'll discuss, and it'll kind of give you insight into why it's been so long since I played my game. But a lot of it had to do with some behind the scenes stuff we got going on. Another thing it had to do with as well is you guys know I've been having some issues with, I don't even want to say issues, but definitely I've been having some difficulties just trying to figure out how to maneuver my town going forward, being that I have ran out of space. I always have a storage issue. So even though I still enjoy the game, I love my city. Harbor Hills is just, I'm so proud of it because I know how far I've come. I know how hard I've worked for it. And it's something that is special to me because it's like a piece of art for me. It's like a piece of something that just kind of represents like who I am, you know. It's like the things that I enjoy, the things that I kind of accomplished during the time I was playing the game. It's just things that I really enjoy. So, you know, just kind of like glancing over it and everything, you know, I want to point out some of my favorite things about SimCity Build It, especially when it comes to like my town in particular. So, you know, I've always said this, I don't know how many times, my absolute favorite building ever that I've ever gotten from the Contest of Mayors is this guy right here, the little horror building from the movie set Contest of Mayors. I don't remember what season it's in. Don't have me recall what season it's in because I have no clue, but it's my absolute favorite Contest of Mayor buildings. I know, it's so crazy because I'm looking at it like, really? That's your favorite? Yeah, it is. I don't know. It's just something about it with the way the spider, the animatronics of it all, and it just looks like it's just wreaking havoc on this poor building. And I don't know, like it would be a movie that I would go see. and possibly buy on Blu-ray when it comes out. Like, I'm just being honest. So that is by far my most favorite Contest of Mayor buildings that we've ever had. And I know you probably would think like, why not the casinos? Why not I don't know. I love that building so much. One of my favorite epic buildings that I have ever gotten is by far the $sign gambling epic, which is right here. It's so cool because I actually did this during a live stream, and the viewers, you guys helped me get all of the materials and stuff, and it ended up being a cheetah, which is the highest epic building you can get, and it was the $sign one. So I was just like winning. So it was just really cool to be able to do that with you guys. And so it's funny because when I look at my buildings, I have like memories and stuff of them, and that's one that I definitely was just like, oh yeah, I did that on the live stream. It was like really, really cool. So that is definitely like one of my favorite epic buildings that I've ever gotten. As far as beach stuff, I would for sure say my favorite beach item would probably be, I would probably have to say this mall. I think the beach items, the luxury mall, I think the beach items, and I know this is kind of like a Contest of Mayor things, but I'm giving it its own separate thing because I can't get off of it so you guys can see it. Why can't, okay, really? Okay. But it's something about this one that just looks luxurious. It looks like someplace you'd want to go stay. I love how it looks. And it was a Contest of Mayor buildings, but I'm separating it, just making it like a beach building, and it's like probably by far one of my favorite. And as far as mountain items, guys, I mean, by far it's going to be the waterfall one. This one right here is like my absolute favorite mountain, and it was from the Platinum Key events, and I don't know, I really do like that one. So there are certain things about my town I just absolutely love. I love my waterways. I know I'm being biased because it's my town, but I really like the waterways. I love this bridge. There's traffic on it right now. I don't know, let's just be thankful that we don't have to upgrade bridges, because this bridge cost me a pretty penny. Okay, if you guys were there for the ride, you already know what I'm talking about. And so I do like this bridge. And one of the things I really love about my town is, as far as it like representing me, I like to have things kind of like neat and organized and categorized. And I like the fact that I just got waterways separating like certain areas. Like I have my metropolitan, like downtown, busy area. And then over here, I got like my Omega zones and stuff like that. Then over here, I have like a nice collection of mountain epics. My plan is to take all of these and make these mountain epics. So I think it's going to be like really cool. It's just going to be like a collection of mountain epics right there. And of course, I got my utilities and stuff over here, which I'm still torn about what to do over here, because I feel like I could be taking advantage of the mountain zones and getting population boosts from the mountain, but we'll have to see how that goes as time goes on. And then of course over here is like my little Parisian London area, which is kind of like, I like to call it the suburbs, because I'm used to suburbs being outside the city, and sometimes there's like, you know, something separating the suburbs from the city life per se. So I like to do that. And then of course I got my little amusement park area, which, you know, so I don't know, it's just something about all of that stuff. I don't know, I just like, I really do enjoy the way my town is set up. I think that's part of the reason why whenever I was like, I probably should redo some things, move some stuff around, I was kind of like, no, but I really like how it looks right now. And I know I get criticisms on the videos, on the comments. I think some people may be more focused on your population, like overall, and just like getting the maximum bonuses for the way your town and stuff is laid out. But if you guys have been watching me for these 99, now 100 plus episodes, you know, I've always been like, to me, it's all about your aesthetics, like what you think is beautiful, what you would like to represent, what do you enjoy about your town, and don't focus so much on the population. Like I feel like this more is a building game to kind of just like make it your own, make it a special situation for yourself, as opposed to just being like, hey, I got 8 million Sims. Like, okay, that's all fine and dandy, but is it something that you enjoy looking at? Is it something that you enjoy like zooming through the city and kind of like, you know, kind of seeing what your Sims are doing and kind of like, you know, checking out the buildings in the nighttime? To me, that's more important, just the aesthetics of it all. So I've always just stayed true to that as far as my town and stuff goes. And, you know, I've been very pleased. And I think that's the reason why the game has lasted for me so long playing it as far as longevity goes. Y'all, this is the most played mobile game I've probably ever played in my entirety, right? Because I feel like for like 2 years now I've been playing this game, and I've always just enjoyed it. And I know it's because I'm making it my own and I'm doing it how I see fit. It's not like a competition, like, oh, get as many Sims as you can, or, you know, get as many bonuses as you can. I mean, it was very awesome when I got 2 million Sims. I was excited about that. It was equally awesome when I got to 2 million Sims. I was excited about that. But now I'm just focused on just, you know, making sure it looks like how I want it to look. And that when people come visit my town, they're like, wow, it's a really nice town. Look what she did over here. Look what she did over there. And so I've always just focused on that. And I've always impressed that upon you guys. As far as advice to you guys is, when people are like, well, what's the best way to get this population, or what's the best way to get that? I'm always like, hey, make it your own. Like, do it how you want it to look. Do it how, you want to represent yourself, and just go from there and just have fun with the game. You know, like, don't stress so much about trying to get as many Sims as you can in your town. And I mean, while that is part of the goal of playing the game, you know, it'll all come in town and even in time. And even though I've been playing this game for, like, you know, as long as I have, and I'm only at 2 million Sims, of course I have plenty of neighbors. Okay, I'm not connected to Facebook right now. What's that about? But anyway, I have plenty of neighbors that are like well surpassed that, and you know, it is what it is. But I still have upgrades to do. I still have a couple of green areas that I have to put houses and stuff on. I still have Omega's utilities that I need to regular utilities I need to replace with Omega utilities. So there's still growth there for me, you know, and at the end of the day, to me, that's all that matters, you know. So anyway, let's get to the questions, because I want to go over all of them. There was quite a bit, but I'm just going to go over the frequently asked ones so we can just kind of discuss. So one of the ones that I got a couple of times, which was really funny to me, was, why do you have 104 messages? So if you guys follow me on the Facebook page, or even like just try to reach out to me on the YouTube messages, honestly, y'all, I do have like a lot of messages. I try my hardest to go through every single message, reply back. I try to go through every single comment and reply back. And I try to make sure that you guys know that I have read what you've said and I appreciate it. Or if you have questions, or if you want to be my neighbor, that's definitely something that I try to pride myself on. As far as right now, I actually have 14 unread text messages. And as far as emails, you guessed it, 170,133 emails. I know a bunch of them are probably spam. They're just probably like whatever. I'm not going to even go into Facebook right now, because I know I have like 30 something in just my personal Facebook, and probably 42 or so in my Facebook Messenger one. I mean, in my Facebook, Sim-antha's Facebook page, I know I have a ton there. Okay, so yeah, I will get to you as soon as I get an opportunity to, I promise. But at the end of the day, I am a mom, so my family and everything kind of comes first. I do this in my leisure time. And while it has grown and has become very important for me to make sure that I touch base and I make videos and stuff like that, it is still something that I do on the side. Okay, so it's not like my primary job or anything like that. But that has nothing to do with SimCity Build It. But I found it funny that a lot of people were saying things about, you got a lot of messages, or you got a lot of, yeah, I know, it's something that I'm working on. Okay. So anyway, next question. I love your video. What recording app is this? Okay. So a lot of people ask me how I recorded my videos. Primarily, y'all, I'm gonna show you right now. There's like a little lightning cord right now. With Mac products, or with Apple products in general, I mean, if you're playing on like an iPhone or an iPad, the easiest way to do it is take your lightning cord, plug it directly into the USB port of your Mac, your MacBook, your Mac, just whatever you're recording on. And you can either use QuickTime and you can record the screen from there, or what I just realized like a couple of weeks ago is you could actually do it through the Elgato software. The only issue is with the Elgato is you kind of have to have the capture card already in order to use the software. I don't know if it works without the capture card, but I do know that it works with it, and it also is able to capture your audio and your voice, so you can just kind of like have everything all in one. I don't have it with me now, but I used to have a Bluetooth speaker, and I would actually broadcast the audio through the Bluetooth speaker so my microphone can pick it up, and then I would talk on my microphone. So that's how I would get both the sound and my voice and the video when I was using QuickTime. So that's primarily how I used to record my videos. And as far as what I use to record my videos, when I first started my videos, I was using an iPad. I don't know what generation it is. If I remember, I'll stick it somewhere in the video. I need to figure out what generation it is. It's an older iPad. And it just so happens I had to go out of town for my daughter for an appointment, and I decided to sync my iPad with my iPhone 7 Plus, and then I started playing it on that, and I was amazed at the quality. It was like a totally different experience playing it on the 7 Plus. So then my videos transitioned into me playing it on the iPhone 7 Plus, and then since then I've gotten an iPhone 10 or an iPhone X, however you want to say it. That was another question I got, is why are you calling it iPhone X? Because that's what the people at the Apple store was calling it. But either way, now I play on the iPhone. The only issue I have with playing on the iPhone, and I know T-Par, you're going to get on me about this, but it does have like a little notch right there. It comes off on the screen perfectly, but then it also has like this little white line right here that picks up on the screen, and it doesn't fit the screen all the way. So a lot of times I'm cropping it because there's like extra on the sides. So, you know, it is what it is with that situation. But that is primarily how I record SimCity Build It videos at this particular point. As far as on Android devices, when I was playing on a Samsung, I can't remember the name of the tablet that I used to have. It was like a free tablet that DirecTV gave us when we signed up with them. Whatever it was a Samsung. I actually used the charging cable that it came with, and it was an app called Mobizen. I think that's what it was called, and that's how I recorded from that. But playing on the Samsung versus playing on my iPhone, it was so laggy. It was a free tablet, so I'm sure it wasn't like the top-notch quality. So that's probably the reason why it took so long, or it was so hard to record on. But I did use that as well. So if you guys are looking to start your own SimCity Build It, or just your own YouTube channel, just in general, I just highly recommend just jump into it, get started. Don't worry about like whether you don't have this or don't have that, y'all. When I first started, I literally just plugged in my phone. I used the mic from my computer, and the quality was probably horrible. But right now that video has almost 70,000 views, and that was the first video that I ever made for SimCity Build It. I know at this point I'm probably in a couple 100,000 views across all of my videos, and it literally just started from me just saying, hey, I like this game, I want to play it, and I'm going to make videos on it. And as I learned more about it and learned more about the process and trying to get my quality and stuff down pat, I ended up getting another mic, which I did an unboxing video on, and it was crazy because someone actually mentioned in one of the videos, your audio is horrible. And so I was like, it's funny you say that. I picked up on that myself, and I was kind of like looking and researching to see what mic I needed to get. And speaking of which, the mic that I use now is a Yeti. It is a blue Yeti. It's this guy right here. Okay, it's that guy right there. And I just recently bought this little pop filter thingy, so it's kind of helping with the quality kind of bit. So that's all the things that you get as you grow. I know some people would be like, oh, I'm starting a channel, I want to just hit the ground running. And then some people just want to go in and just automatically start buying things. And you know, it's based on what your budget is. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I don't have a job, so I was just following a passion and just got started just based on that. So I didn't have like a lot of funds and money and stuff to like throw into just getting a lot of startup stuff. And honestly, I still don't, but the passion has become so strong to me that I've just taken it upon myself to upgrade and stuff as necessary. So next question. A lot of people want to ask about timing and stuff as far as your factories and stuff go, or your stores and stuff go. So as you see guys right now, I got a ton of stuff I got to collect. So I'm just going to go on and collect all this stuff now. But one thing that I have found super helpful when dealing with the timing of your stores is upgrading. So if you see right now, my farmer's market is like at 3 stars. Once you upgrade them and you get higher stars, the items take shorter amount of time to create. So right now it takes, well, let's not even look at that one. Right now it takes my vegetables 16 minutes to make 1 vegetable. And it seems like quite a bit. Another thing that comes in super handy, of course, is making sure you have epics, which give you the speed up tokens. So you have the bronze, which if I'm not mistaken, let's go see real quick, because I do not even recall myself what the speed up times are. Okay, so I think bronzes, they speed it up by 2, so you go 2 times faster. Silver, you go 4 times faster, and cheetahs, which is the highest one you could get, is 12 times faster. So you focus on getting those. You also get these same exact tokens playing the Contest of Mayors. And I know someone asked me in a very recent comment, what's the max you can get on your speed up tokens. So as far as I know, you are able to have at least 5 that you could collect at a time. But if you get them in the contest of mayors, or that's pretty much it. I don't know if you buy them in the Neo Mall, because sometimes, yeah, like right now I have one in the Neo Mall. I think even if you catch them from the Neo Mall, they'll stack. But as far as what you can collect, you can only collect up to 5 at a time. So if you're over 5, it won't let you collect. So one thing is, like, it's an issue, but not even really an issue, is you work on epics and it's nice to get these special buildings, but then most times you're not even able to collect your speed up tokens, like right now, because I am maxed out. As you guys saw right now, I currently have 15 bronze, 37 silver, and 95 cheetahs. I very rarely use cheetah, and I've explained this in other videos. Primarily the reason why I don't use cheetahs is if I'm not planning on spending a lot of time in the game, or I don't need things done super quickly. To me, it's a waste to use them. And I know you're thinking, okay girl, you got 95, you can use them up. You're right, but I just feel like sometimes bronze can work just as good. Like if I'm working on nails or something that generally doesn't take a long time in the first place, you could do bronze. If you're working on like couches, which let's double check how long couches take. I don't know if couches is like the longest thing. 2 hours. Let me see what would be the entire longest thing you can make. I mean, book sacks take 2 hours. Business suits take 2 hours and 48 minutes, and that's with a three-star fashion store. That I would definitely use cheetah on, because I could probably load up all 4 of these slots, and the cheetah would probably run out before I even got it. Well, maybe. But you basically, you kind of figure out which one works best for the situation. If you're playing Contest of Mayors and you're trying to hurry up and shell out a bunch of assignments, and you know you have to make like hammer, you have to make like a lot of things that's in that one store, then it probably makes sense to go on and use the gold cheetah, so that way you can speed it up. You're going to have stuff gone and the gold cheetah will still be active, so you're going to want to hurry up and load it up with more stuff so you can take advantage of the gold cheetah. And that's how I am. I like to use them efficiently. Like if I'm going to be using them, I want to make sure I have enough materials to use them for the entire hour and not just have it sitting there. When it's just sitting there and I'm not using it, it annoys me beyond, okay? I don't know why, but it does. It's okay. So that's something that I like to do, personally myself. So anyway, that's the situation with the speed up tokens. Another thing you can focus on too is if you're looking for materials and it seems like you need them right now and you don't feel like making them, or your factories are busy, is stay on top of the global trade. Global trade can be your best friend sometimes. You go in here, you shop. And one thing I want you guys to keep in mind, when you click it, just because you click it to go to that store doesn't mean you have to purchase. You can actually go to that store, see what other items they have available, because right now they only have the hat advertised. But then when you go in there, you see they have the burger, they have the cheesecake, and they have a suit. So then you can kind of just see what they have. So a lot of times that's what I would do. I would go shopping in the global trade, click a random store, go into it, pop the bubble, get a free sprout or a free seedling. I think that's a seedling. And then you can just go about your business and keep going. So that's something that you can do as well. The only thing about doing that, of course, is that it costs money. Right now I got 1.8 million, so money is not an object right now, but it's something, so it's something to think about. Like if you need something right then and there, don't wait until your factories are done. Just go shopping for it. Another super helpful hint is go in your club. Hopefully you guys are in Mayor's clubs. They are like the most pivotal part of playing this game, in my opinion. And it's been so long since I've been in my Mayor's club. So it's like the most pivotal part of being a part of it. And you could go in there and they have this little handy feature now where you can kind of scroll in the chat and say, hey, I need wood, I need animal feed, I need this, and you can put it in there, and then people can know exactly what you need, what you're talking about, and they can put it up for you. The only thing I wish that they would do, and that's like a whole nother video, is that they had like a special global trade just for neighbors, or just for Mayor's Club members or whatever, so that way you won't have to worry about when you put something in the global trade whether somebody will buy it from you before your friend or whoever can come in there. So, but that's like a whole nother conversation for a whole nother video. But anyway, so that is something that you can do as well as regarding that. All right, let's go to the next question. How do you save simoleons? So I've answered this question quite a bit, and I've got it quite a bit as well. And I actually did, I think it was 4 parts. It was either 3 or 4 part series on how to make money in the game. And basically the way I made money, it was a lot of help from neighbors. Ilana, to be specific, she helped me a lot in the beginning with simoleons. She would actually sell me burgers at a very, very low rate. She was so sweet. She was so sweet. Anyway, she would sell me burgers at a very low rate. I would go in turn and sell them back. So to me, burgers was like the best way to make money. Another way, of course, like I said, you go into different cities, pop bubbles, you come back home, you sell those items. It's free items that you're getting, so it's 100% profit. The most it's taking is your time going to different cities. And I personally like going to different towns and cities because I like to look and see what other people's cities look like, which goes to the first point I made when I first started the video, is I like to play this game for the aesthetics. I mean, look at that city at nighttime. It's absolutely gorgeous. I like to play the city for aesthetics, and I like to do just kind of look around and see people's point of view and, you know, their art, so to speak, you know. So I even like going to visit other people's cities just for that purpose. So it's kind of like a double positive, so to speak. You go visit other people's cities, you get to kind of look around and see what they got going on, and then you get to pop a bubble and possibly get like a really good item, and then you could just go back home and sell those items and then make money from it. Of course, another way you could do it is you collect your taxes every single day. And I think I've mentioned this before. Your taxes will cap at 24 hours at 26,000. You saw I just collected my taxes. I haven't been in my game in days, so I missed out on potentially 100,000 plus taxes because every day I get 26,000. But if I don't collect it, it'll just sit there. It'll max at 26, and then it's not like you go in there and it'll be like double or triple that amount. Like, no. It'll be at 26. If you come a month later, it'll still be at whatever that max is. So every day, if you don't do anything else, just get in your game, collect your taxes, do that. Of course, upgrades. Of course, contest of mayors. The prizes for contest of mayors is insane. Some of them, like right now, I'm in the neighborhood. I'm not in a very good league, but you win. Let me see. Oh, it doesn't start for a couple of I was about to show you guys, but some of them you win like crazy amounts of sim cash, so that is way. And after you've made all your money, you've done all your upgrades, especially with me, my VU tower is maxed out. I'm at 18, so it is what it is. I don't have to buy fire departments, police stations, and stuff like that. And I'm not saying it's in a braggy way. I'm just saying it's going to get to a point where you don't have to buy anything anymore, and it's just a matter of just managing your city, collecting taxes, doing upgrades on your houses, stuff like that. And then it'll get to a point where you literally are just making money just to make money. And then if you don't spend it, then you're just saving money. And I think that's where I'm at the point now. A lot of people will watch the videos, and I've actually been accused of cheating because of this, but they'll watch the videos and be like, how did you get so much money? You know, what are you doing? And I'm like, at this point, that's primarily the way I'm getting money, is I'm not spending it. So I'm really not making money. I mean, I guess I'm making a couple thousand here and there. I know right now I have some things I need to go get from the global trade. So, I mean, you know, I just can go collect these right here. And, you know, I'm making money from stuff like that and from taxes. As you guys see now, I'm at 1.9. We started the video, I was at 1.8. So that's primarily how I'm making money, but I'm also not spending it. So when it goes from week to week and you guys are seeing updates, you're like, oh, she has more money. Where did that come from? Well, because I'm not spending it, because I really don't have anything to spend it on. You know what I mean? So that's I guess that's primarily the way you can save up money. It's definitely make money, buy your things, upgrade your stuff, and then just sit and chill. And that's at the point I'm at right now. So next question. A lot of people were so confused about the road situations. People were like, how did you get this type of road? How did you get that type of road? And just in case you guys didn't know, or if this is your first time watching a video, if you click this little road icon on the side, it'll say build roads. And it's also helpful because it'll actually tell you, if you click the little stoplight thing, it'll tell you like where your traffic areas are, where if you have like red, it's like you need to upgrade them or people are going to start moving out. If you have yellow, it's kind of like, keep an eye on it. You're going to have problems soon. And of course, if they're just plain Jane, whatever, then you're fine. So part of the way you upgrade your roads is all you have to do is just click it. I'll go on and do this one since this one's got the little vibrating yellow thingy. So we click it, and as you guys see for this road, and this is the length of it, if you guys see like the little vibrating thing right there, it's going to cost 13,200 simoleons, and it's going to upgrade to a 6-lane road. So I'm going to let you look at it really quickly just to see. It's just a regular road. It just has street lights on it and stuff. But then when I go here and I click it, I can now upgrade it And now it's going to be a 6-lane highway. So now it'll have like the lights in the middle. I would say that that's a median, but not really a median, but you kind of get the picture. So some people like to have their roads look very, I guess, cohesive, like have your roads all look the same. So if you get into a situation like right here, I have this road right now, it's just 2 lanes, which I'm surprised I've got away with that as long as I have. But even if there's not a yellow or a red blinking, you can still click it and you can still upgrade. They'll tell you, hey, we're going to upgrade to a 4-lane. It costs 1,200 simoleons. You hit the checkbox and boom, you have a 4-lane highway. When you're looking at other people's towns and you're like, how did they get that road like that? That's primarily how you just go and upgrade your roads, upgrade it till you get to the one that you like, and you know, of course, if you have the money available, and then you have that road. There's, oh my gosh, don't let me lie to you guys. I don't know how many roads there are, to be honest with you, but there's quite a bit. Of course, we got like the regular 2-lane that you get out the gate. We got some with palm trees down the middle, which I have these right here that have like little trail little trams that go up and down. I have these right here which have palm trees in the middle. Of course, you have like the regular 4-lane, then you got the one that's with the 6-lane, and then eventually you can come with something like the maglev, which is, oh, there it is. I'm like, my maglev, which is like right here, which is like the Neo area type high capacity road. This one actually costs Neo simoleons, so you know, if you want to do that, you just have to factor in the fact that you're going to need Neo simoleons for it. Eventually, I would like to upgrade all of these to maglev. I'm not concerned about the other areas because I would want to do maglev in the Neo zone, because that is the road that's for the Neo area. So eventually I'd want to do that, which is something that I'm probably going to do here soon. I'm still currently collecting Neo simoleons to finish getting rid of my regular power plants and upgrading them all to Omega power plants. So I guess I should have said Omega zone. I said Neo zone earlier. That's another frequently asked question I got. Why you butcher names all the time? Because, you know, I'm talking to you guys like I'm talking to my friends. I really consider a lot of you viewers, no, I consider all of you guys like friends. So I'm talking to you guys like I'm talking to a friend. I don't really feel like I should be like all prim and proper and be like studious and be like, let me pronounce, you know, let me tell you the proper terminology, because I feel like we're just hanging out and we're just playing the game and enjoying it together. I don't look at it like this is like a presentation. And I'm not gonna lie, that would hurt me sometimes when people would complain about it, and I'd be like, well, because I kind of am just hanging out with you guys and we're just playing the game and we're talking about it and we're discussing it in the comments or we're discussing it in the club and we're just like enjoying it. I don't want to make it seem like it's like you're going to a college dissertation on SimCity Build It 101. Let's make sure that I properly terminate I properly use the proper terminology for all the parts. Yeah. Either way, you guys get what I'm saying. If you guys have been here for the 100+ episodes, you know what I mean. Okay. Let's go to the next question. How do you get a skyscraper, which is so similar to the building, to the road situation? Okay, so I know we talked about this before. Also, Build It with Smith had made a video with this. I don't know if Blocks has made a video with this. I'm gonna have to go look in his library and see, but I'll link those videos in the description. I have met both of those guys. They are awesome. But of course, as you guys know, I am the queen of SimCity Build It. They have to fight for the king part. I don't even want to be involved, but I am the queen, okay? Don't forget it. Anyway, the way you get like the tall skyscrapers is basically by upgrading your buildings. If I remember correctly, if I am wrong, I will definitely address it in the comment box. We actually talked about this with the developers when I went to EA campus when we were talking about the Club Wars. And I was like, how many different levels are there to upgrade? I think there's 6 levels for each building to get to the highest. And depending upon which building you get, it'll be based on the value of that area. So the darker blue areas is the higher land value. Those houses will be more of the luxurious homes. So you can look at it like this. The dark blue is the high land value. The lighter blue, which I wish they were like totally different colors, but that's a whole other situation. They do this little gradient to blue. So you kind of almost have to see it in relation to the blues. Like this one here, you could clearly see the lighter blue to the medium blue to the dark blue, and then you can kind of see like the variations. But when you're looking this far away, sometimes it's not just like slap you in the face with it. But based on that, and then of course when you click the wealth forecast based on that little hard hat or the helmet, it'll tell you the likelihood of you getting a luxurious home if you upgrade the houses in that area. So yellow is like standard homes. I don't even know. Wait, let me pop my collar. I don't even know if I'm at the point where I even have any standard homes anymore. I mean, you know, Harbor Hills is balling, okay? You guys know, okay? You've been watching me for 100 plus episodes, okay? But most of my buildings are at the luxurious home. So every time I upgrade them, they'll be the higher upper echelon of the buildings, you know. But that's something to look into. The way you get your wealth forecast is primarily based on what you're surrounding it with. Are you making sure that their amenities are met? Do they have nice parks? Do they have education? You know, stuff like that. It'll affect like your land value and what's around your building. So something to think about if you are concerned about getting like the nicer buildings. But if you don't in the beginning, which let's see here. Believe you me, there are some buildings that I definitely regret. These two right here on the screen, okay? I don't think they're the best buildings that I have ever gotten. You could just bulldoze them and then rebuild them, which is what I was doing with this one right here. I don't know what it's called right now, but anyway, I was bulldozing it and I was rebuilding it to see if I get a different building. But this building on the side was exactly like this one right here. I had like literally all these buildings were the same. So you can bulldoze them, rebuild them. I know you're probably like, man, that takes too much time. But if you're like me and you like to play the game for aesthetics and just trying to build a beautiful city, then your buildings are going to matter. You're going to care about like what building types you have and what they look like. There's so many variations of buildings in this game. You know what? That'd be like a really good question to ask the developers. How many hundreds of buildings are in this game? Or how many different random buildings can you get? Because I'm sure there's like a big majority. I mean, it's gotten to the point where I haven't really seen a lot of the same building twice. At this point, 2 or 3 times rather. In the beginning though, I literally was getting the same buildings over and over. It was the most like craziest thing. So anyway, something to think about. Next question. A question that I got a couple times was, if you go in your global trade depot and you go delete an item, will you get that item back? So I'm just gonna throw something on the global trade just for the fun of it. I'm gonna put it out here. Boom. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. If you click that little trash can, it costs 1 sim cash. I'm not gonna do it now because I need my sim cash right now. But if you click it, that doesn't mean it reverses and goes back into your pocket. It literally deletes the item forever. Primarily why there's like a trash can symbol there, because it really puts it in the trash. I learned this the hard way. I put an item up, realized I was advertised it, and I was trying to sell it to my son. I was like, no, I don't want to advertise it. Clicked it, it deleted it. So use it at your own risk. Honestly, I don't even know what would be the situation where you would say, I need to delete this. I don't even know what the situation would be why you would say you need to delete it, but you know, it's there if you change your mind for whatever reason, or maybe your market is full and you don't want to, I don't know, you don't want to unlock another box to sell stuff. Maybe you just want to delete it. Personally, I would steer clear from it because I feel like not only does it cost you a sim cash, which may not mean that much, but if you're like me and you're trying to collect sim cash to get Max's Manors or to get some of those premium buildings that we're getting in the games that cost sim cash, you might not want to spend that one. It might can go towards something that's a little bit more beneficial than throwing something in the trash. I'd much rather just let that item sell. Keep in mind, Daniel will buy items in your market after 24 hours they've been sitting there, you know, so if you could just hold off for 24 hours, don't delete it, don't worry about it. Just let Daniel buy it or hope that someone comes along and buys it. Or if you forgot to advertise it real quickly, get out and then just be done with it. I wouldn't delete it personally because instead of me spending the sim cash, I can lose out on 600 simoleons, which I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're trying to get your money up and save and everything, it's important. So anyway, something to think about. A lot of people ask, how did I get my specialization items such as beach, mountain, or even expansion and storage? I am going to be completely blatantly honest with you guys, which I have done this entire series. I got help, okay? Ilana and Richie and I mean, I can name off a ton of people. Omar, Nerv, I mean, I can name off, I don't want to name everybody because I know I'm gonna forget everybody, but I can name a ton of people that helped me. We traded. Ilana would probably be the one that I would attribute that helped me the entire most. She was completely maxed out, and this was during the time where we had a 500 cap on storage and there was no more there was no more upgrading beyond that. Now we can upgrade, you know, to infinity, I guess, at this point. No one can really give me an answer as to how much storage we can upgrade to now. But either way, she was actually maxed out. And when we were talking, and we would talk outside of the game on Facebook before Mayor's Club, and she would just collect the stuff for me and be like, hey, I got stuff for you. And I would go to her town, buy them, and boom. Like, I'm not kidding you guys. That is primarily how I got it, which is why I feel like one super awesome thing about this game is the social aspect. I have met so many people from across the globe, literally, that play this game, that love this game, that like to talk about this game. There's my Facebook page, and I'll put the link in the description box. I have pinned a post that says, hey, if you need neighbors, you know, contact, you know, put your information here so people can add you. There's also a SimCity Build It fan page you can join. There's also the SimCity Build It actual official Facebook page, and you could just go out there, reach out to other people, and become neighbors and chat with each other and say, hey, do you have this? I have this. You want to trade? It's definitely important when playing this game that you have somebody to kind of go back and forth with and kind of exchange things with and things of that nature, because I feel like that's pretty much the only way that I got as far as I did. I could probably be honest with you guys, there's a strong possibility I probably still would be looking for stuff had it not have been for her and everybody else, but mostly her. I'm not going to even take anything away from her. When I tell y'all, it would be, and she lived in a whole nother country, and she would reach out to me and say, hey, I got this, you know, can you want to come over and come grab it? And I'd be like, yeah. And she helped a ton of people in my Mayor's Club. She is part of the Mayor's Club still. But I'm just saying, like, that's primarily how I got all of my stuff. I'm at the position now where I'm pretty much doing, like, playing a role like she did with me. I buy the stuff when I see it in the market, even if I don't need it, which is primarily the reason why my storage is like busting at the seams, which actually right now it's not that bad, but it's normally busting at the seams because I'm collecting stuff like that to pass on to neighbors, to pass on to you guys if you say, hey. And plenty of you guys can attest to this in the comments if you would like to, that you've reached out to me and I say, well, sure, I've got that, and I'll just sell it to you or whatever. Or if I'm trying to help someone else, I'll let you know, hey, I'm helping this person. As soon as I'm finished helping this person, I'll help you. And you guys know I definitely will try to help out as much as I can. So that's the point where I'm at now. But that's her to me like a year or so ago. So that's primarily how I found all of my stuff. But if you don't want to go that route, global trade is your friend. I know it's kind of like, global trade is really hard to find things. Some days you go in here and it's like burgers and fries and pizza, like, and ice cream sandwiches. And like, look, there's nothing in here that helps you at all at this particular point. People just trying to make money probably and sell things that are high dollar or, you know, whatever. And that's pretty much what it is. Another way, of course, is, you know, going to Daniel's every once in a while. Let's go visit Daniel. Every once in a while, he'll have some high, you know, some specialty item. This time it's Vu. Every once in a while, he'll have specialty item things, and you can go sell and buy them there. But be honest with you guys, the best way to do it is just reach out and communicate with other people. I will definitely, like I said, put the pinned post to my Facebook page in the description, and probably I'll drop in the comments just in case, because not everybody likes to read the description, and that way you guys can go there and look for neighbors and stuff. I am willing to help out as well, and so just communicate. This game is definitely you can't do it. You could do it on your own, but it's a lot more fun to do it with other people. That make any sense? Hopefully that makes sense. All right, let's go to the next question. Okay, someone actually asked, why is there never any disaster, weather, fires, anything in the game? So I'll be honest with you guys, when we had an opportunity to talk to developers and everything, a lot of us actually sat down at a table and we said, oh, that'd be so cool if we could get weather and stuff in the game. It's just not something that they've actually, I don't know if it's something that's going to come in the future, to be honest with you guys, but they've never really actually said that, oh, that's a great idea, or, oh, you know, they did take a lot of our ideas, and I can attest to that. They took a lot of our ideas and put it into the game. And so a lot of the things that you guys see now was from our feedback to them. So they were very receptive to feedback and stuff like that. But that wasn't one that they were really focused on. I think they were more like, well, you got Vu disasters. You could throw a meteor strike, an earthquake, an alien invasion, a tornado, a lightning, or you could do a robot, which is kind of comical and whimsical or whatever. You could just do those and that'll be your disasters. This isn't like the PC version of SimCity, which I haven't played SimCity on PC in forever. But when I did, I do remember they used to be like rain and stuff like that. It would be like some type of weather together. I don't remember exactly what all it would be, but it's not like that. This is just like a mobile version of the game, so not everything is going to be exactly like the PC version. And honestly, I don't even know if they're making the PC version anymore, so it's not anything that actually I guess they felt like was necessary, but I can't speak for them, but I could just kind of like answer the question just based on what my experience was when we kind of like had that conversation kind of come up. It was just never anything that it seemed like that they would do, or maybe they might do in the future. I don't know, to be honest with you guys. I have no clue. How did you get so many keys? This is an ongoing question. Contest estimators, pretty much. Yeah. I can't even say like it's the cargo ship stuff. You only get like one key every time you do it, and it got to the point where I wasn't doing it that much because I was focusing on other stuff. But of course, you know, you can get a key from there. You get a ship every 6 hours unless it's changed. What I remember is every 6 hours. And so if you did potentially every time you got a ship in, you sent it back out. What is that, like 4 keys a day? That's if you're sending up for 24 hours, sending ships out every 6 hours, right? 6 times 4, 24, yeah. So that's one way. The main way I got all my keys is contest estimators. When you win your prizes, you always get like a bundle of keys, and that's how I got them. It got to the point where I wasn't buying things with keys anymore, so that's the reason why you see I have 543 right now. So that's primarily the reason why I have so many, and that's how I got my keys. Can you tell me about hacks for money? This is going to also lead to that whole thing with the cheating. I don't know what to say. I have definitely mentioned multiple times I am not into hacking this game. I'm not into cheating. I'm not into anything of that nature when it comes to SimCity Build It, only because I primarily play the game for me being able to accomplish things on my own, for me to be able to say I did this, I built this, and for the longevity of being able to play the game for a long time. I feel like if I hacked it or I cheated it, it wouldn't be any fun for me, because everything would just literally be handed to me like, here you go. And then it's just kind of like, well, what's the challenge there? What's the fun there? I really don't have very much to say about it. I know that there's people that do it, and hey, to each his own. If that's what you want to do with your game, I'm not knocking it, but for me personally, it's just not something that I want to do. People actually, there was a situation where someone actually accused me of it, and it was crazy because I was like, I don't know, 60, 70 episodes in when I got accused, and I was like, I have been showing you guys every week my progress with this game. If I was cheating, you would definitely know. And I've definitely been an open book when playing this game. When EA has granted me buildings, or EA has granted me platinum keys, when I got the platinum key stuff, I have told you guys, hey, they gave me this. Everything else I have worked on my own. And if I was being 100% honest with you guys, I actually mentioned it in a video when EA first reached out to me. It was well after I started my town, and I didn't become an EA game changer until last like March area. So everything before that was even everything after that was me. But when I started getting like the buildings and stuff like that, I have definitely told you guys, this is being sponsored by EA. They gave me the buildings, they gave me this, whatever. Everything else I've done on my own, or with the help of the people that I have mentioned, my neighbors, my friends, my mayors, club members, things of that nature. So no, I have never cheated this game. I have never hacked it. And we've already addressed that before, so I'm not going to address it again. But honestly, as far as the game goes, I don't believe in doing that, because to me, it just takes away from the game. If everything is just handed to me, it's like, why would I want to play it? It's like, there's no challenge. There's nothing that I'm doing for myself to say, hey, I remember when I got this building, that was hard. And I remember like this building in particular, I was so disappointed because I got it at the last week of the Contest of Mayors. I was thinking I wasn't going to get it. I was like losing sleep, setting alarms, whatever. To me, that's special, and it means something to me, because that means I really got it. It wasn't just like given to me. So, you know, I don't know. That's just my personal take on the whole hacking thing. So I don't give out cheats. I don't give out hacks. I'm sure you guys could probably Google or YouTube search it, how to hack, how to cheat, whatever. Probably find tons of stuff on it. Okay, tons, I'm sure. But for me, you're not going to get it from me. how can I add you so we can be neighbors? Like I had mentioned a couple of questions ago, I have a pinned post on the Samantha Facebook page, or you could just search for Samantha Jade, which is like my little, when I used to play Sims, I play Sims a lot. So when I used to play Sims and I'd play with a version of my Sim self, her name was always Samantha Jade. It was Samantha Jade, but if you look on Facebook, it's Sim-antha Jade. But anyway, you can add me on there, or you can put your information in the pinned post on the Facebook page and I'll add you. That is primarily how I got all of my neighbors that I have in the game. And before that, it used to be the GameCenter, but when they upgraded the iPhones, they ended up taking GameCenter off, so that wasn't an option to add people anymore. So now you have to do it through Facebook. I don't know if you could do it through Google pages or anything like that, or whatever it's called, but yeah, Facebook is definitely the way you can add me. So I am adding neighbors, but every once in a while I do have to purge, because we do have a maximum amount that you can have, and if you go over, it starts to like delete people, not even delete people, but just not show people. Like once you get to the scroll, you just won't see those people anymore. So if every once in a while I kind of go through and see if people are active. Like you guys probably don't really believe me, but I legitimately go through your cities and kind of just like check it out and see how you're growing and things like that. Or even go check out your market to see if you're selling anything. So if it gets to the point where I kind of see, okay, these people aren't playing anymore, I'll probably remove you just so I can add more active people, because I want to be able to be helpful to people who are actually playing the game. So that is how we can become neighbors. Is there a way to get Sim Cash without paying US or just paying money for it? The only way that you could get Sim Cash, well, no, there's a handful of ways you could get Sim Cash without paying money for it. Definitely contact some heirs. Let me go in and collect this, by the way, because sometimes you can get Sim Cash. Okay, today I didn't. But definitely contact some heirs. If you work hard and get those top spots, you can get Sim Cash from that. Also, from watching ads, there's a chance you could get Sim Cash, because you'll get 3 little boxes. You get to click one, and then there's a 1 in 3 chance you can get Sim Cash. It varies. Sometimes it's 5. Sometimes it's, I think the most I probably got maybe might have been 8. But after some time, you know, you can collect quite a bit just doing that. Another way you could get Sim Cash, and I mentioned this in my Popping Bubbles SimCity tips and tricks video, is when you go to different people's towns and you pop like the little visitor bubbles, you always get a Sim Cash. At least once a day I have noticed I have gotten a Sim Cash prize just from doing that. Again, it varies. It might be 5, it might be 8, it might be 2, it just whatever. But that's the only way primarily you can get Sim Cash without paying for it. I would suggest, contact some heirs. I'm sorry. The club challenges, you can get Sim Cash from that. So if you don't want to spend money on the game, which I totally understand, that's the only way you can get Sim Cash that I know of. So, you know, but every once in a while, I'll notice that they'll run a special where you could get Sim Cash for cheap. They'll run like a little deal. I took advantage of that one time. And then another time I took advantage of the card deals from the Club Wars, and I got 2 packs, and that gave me Sim Cash. And I ended up just buying a Max's banner with it, which is this building here, which I am just in love with. My camera stopped for a second, so I apologize for that. But anyway, okay, let's go to the next question. Shouldn't the dad be taking care of the child so you won't get distracted? So like I mentioned when we first started this video, I am a mom. I have an open door policy when I record. It's probably not the best, but I've always just allowed my kids to come in and be in here with me when I record. So sometimes you guys would hear Dylan in the background. Some of you guys would be like, Dylan is my youngest, and I am a stay-at-home mom, so he's at home with me. He's 3 years old. I know I've mentioned him multiple times. I've probably even shown clips of him in the videos, so you guys have seen him, but you know, he's with me, and if he happens to be around, you might hear him in the back talking or asking me a question. He's even said bye to you guys every once in a while. He's actually even asked me questions while I've been playing, and I'll like let that audio come through. Of course, if he's like screaming and hollering, I try to edit all of that out. I wouldn't be like recording with him screaming and hollering in the background. That's just not me. There has been times that it might seem like he's screaming and hollering, but when he laughs, I legitimately have to ask him sometimes, are you laughing or crying? I can't tell, because sometimes his laughs, especially when he's like super excited, he's like, ah, but he's like really laughing and he's not crying. So sometimes people will be like, oh my gosh, your baby's crying in the background. I'm like, no, he really was laughing. If he was crying, I would literally stop recording and get up and go deal with him. But yeah, so I'm gonna be honest with you guys, there's probably never going to be a time I'm going to tell my kids, you can't come in my office while I'm recording, or you can't be in here while I'm recording. I'm just not going to do that. My kids are a big part of my life. They are, you know, I mean, you know, they're a big, huge part of my life, and I'm a package deal. They kind of come with me. So if I'm recording and they want to come in here and he wants to sing or whatever, if I don't get a chance to edit it out because I'm talking or I'm saying something important, you'll hear it in the background. So I was a little bit kind of taken aback by that, because I was just like, okay, am I not allowed to be a mom and be like a YouTuber at the same time? Maybe not, which, you know, leads me to another question someone has asked me before, is who let their mom on YouTube? Yeah, that was actually a question in one of the videos. I was like, okay, I didn't realize moms couldn't be YouTubers. And you'd be surprised, there's a lot of YouTubers that are dads and moms. There's plenty of them. And there's a lot of big YouTubers, like 100,000, 200, 300,000 plus YouTubers that have kids. And so, you know, just because I have children doesn't mean I can't do something that I'm passionate about, and something that I have actually considered heavily doing, which was making videos on YouTube. I always was like, I want to be able to bring like a little positivity and light into someone's life, and you know, just be that for somebody, you know, because it makes me feel really nice when someone can reach out and say, hey, I was feeling really down and your video made me smile, or it made me laugh, or it made me not think about that thing that was going on, you know, for like the 30 minutes or whatever. Or I look forward to your videos when I get off from work because it's a nice way to relax. I always wanted to be that way for somebody in that capacity. I do have a degree in psychology, so people's mental health and people's well-being have always been important to me. And I felt like if I'm not working in psychology, this is like another way I can be therapeutic or reach out to people in a positive way by doing, you know, YouTube and doing. And I know it probably seems crazy to some of you, but that is the honest to God truth, that was primarily why I started. So that's my kids coming in. I'm sorry if that's like an issue. You know, I'm probably not the YouTuber for you. I try my hardest to edit out everything, but every once in a while I just don't catch everything, you know. So anyway, this video is getting way too long, so let's move on. Layouts of my cities is definitely a question that I've gotten quite a bit on, not even on just the YouTube, but in my comments on the Facebook page and in my inbox. I am currently working on a layout, y'all. I'm a perfectionist at heart, right? So part of me wanted to make sure it was just very neat, very aesthetically pleasing looking. So I was trying to use like certain clip art and certain like a certain feeling to it when I made the layout. And I literally have been working on it for months, but hopefully I'll have it out here in the next couple weeks. But like I told you guys when we first started this video, just do whatever feels right to you. If you like my layout, I like my layout too. I'm a little bit biased, but you know, you could definitely use my layout, and I'll give you guys that, like I said, the next couple weeks. But you know, just do what you feel like looks best to you, or what you like to look at, or you know, whatever. So, but I'm definitely going to do the layout thing. A lot of people, speaking of this video being super long, a lot of people had a lot to say about the fact that I talked a lot. Apparently, it was even brought to my attention that other content creators made comments about the fact that I talked a lot, which is pointless to me at this point, because like I told you guys literally a couple of seconds ago, I always wanted to be like, well, even a couple seconds ago, but even before that, I always just wanted to be like a friendly rapport, you know, just whatever, just talking and chatting about the game. You know, this is like a strategy guide, but it's more so like a, hey, this is what I'm learning, this is what's going on, like let's talk, let's chat, you know, things like that. So I do get to a point where I'm rambling sometimes, but that's just my personality. Like if you knew me in real life and you had phone conversations with me, or you even sat across the dinner table with me, or you watched a movie with me, you can ask my kids, my husband, my mom, my brother. I just talk. That's just me. So when I'm recording, I do the same thing, because I just talk, and I just feel like hey, this is part of my personality. So I always feel like if you feel that way, and that goes not even for me, but for any YouTuber, any content creator, whether it's on Twitch, YouTube, whatever the platform may be, if you don't, in the first, if you just don't enjoy that person, move on. A lot of people don't know. You don't know what people have gone through in order to bring this content to you. You don't know how people's day's been going. You don't know like what being a YouTuber means to someone, or just being a content creator in general means to someone. So for you to say that, it kind of demeans what that person is trying to do, or even makes them feel bad about it. And that would actually bother me, because I'm just a chatty person. So if someone's going to criticize me for talking too much, I would just be like, what do you want me to do? I'm going to chat. We're going to sit here and talk about the game, and I'm going to chat, and we're going to sit here and talk about the game. And so I feel like if you like it, cool. If not, then I'm not the content creator for you. You can go find someone else. But to come into someone's comments and say that, it's kind of hurtful, because it's like, so what do you want me? I'm not going to not be myself. That's just not me. This is like so me. It's ridiculous. I talk a lot. I used to get in trouble in school for talking too much, because I just didn't shut it big, and then let's just move on. Back on epic buildings, a lot of people were asking how to determine your epic building's worth. Like, should you focus on the 3-point, the 2-point? And one thing that I have been doing personally in my own gameplay, and something that I'm going to probably continue doing, is probably focusing on my epics that have the higher points. Because when you're working on epic buildings, if you guys have ever worked on them before, you'll get like point opportunities, and it'll say, hey, you get 3 points towards your epic if you have 5 of these things or 1 of these things. So you want to keep those higher epic point items up more so than the lower ones, because especially when you're trying to get 20 epics, or if you're trying to get 50 to get to that silver, whatever the requirement may be, it'll be a lot quicker and a lot easier for you to get it if you have the higher point epics. So if you guys don't know how to determine your epic points, it'll actually tell you on the description of the items. Like this public library is actually worth 1 epic point. I like the library, so I would keep it anyway. But the more rare items, like this University Campus Center, which for some reason is packed up right now, is worth 3 epic points. The Omega is worth 4 epic points. So the higher up items, the more expensive ones, the more rare ones, or whatever, like this University Rowing Center, is worth 3 epic points. So if you're going to work on education epics, you're probably going to want to make sure that you have a good amount of those high ones. But if you want the public library and stuff like that, you can put the low ones down too, but at least have a good majority of the high ones up. That way you'll have more opportunities to get the more points, if that makes any sense. A lot of people ask about the contest of mayors, which I wish it was going on right now so I can show you guys, but at the time I'm recording this, it's not going on. Have you ever seen anybody get over 100,000 points? Yes. A lot of my club members, at one point we had I don't know what it's like now since I haven't been playing in the last couple weeks, but at one point we had a lot of high performers in our club. Like, I'm talking 4, 5, 6 of them would always get over 100,000. I don't recall a time I've ever gotten over 100,000, but I've gotten really close. I don't recall a time I've ever gotten over 100,000. But when it comes to contest of mayors, I kind of play with the crowd. So if I feel like, oh, I'm doing okay how I am right now, just as long as I get that certain spot that I need, I'll kind of play it safe. But some of my club members, their contests were a lot more aggressive. We could be in the same league, but theirs would be a lot more aggressive than mine. So they had to go above and beyond and get those 100,000 plus points, whatever. But for me, sometimes my contests, I would go like a day or so and hadn't moved. So I would just be like, okay, I'll just wait and chill, or I'll do contest assignments for our club challenge, which is something that we used to actively participate in. Club Paragons it used to be super active, and then we all just kind of got burnt out, so it kind of fell by the wayside. So now we're kind of like building back up to that point, just kind of finding like a steady pace that works for us. So that's pretty much the situation with that. But yes, you can definitely get up plus 100,000 plus. People have asked me about feeder cities. Technically I don't have a feeder city. I have a second city which was primarily built for the purposes of me having a second club, which was the Ultimate Mayor's Club. But I don't have like a feeder city. I did utilize, I guess I did benefit from the fact that I had a second city, but I never called it a feeder city. Its purpose was never to like feed me stuff. If anything, Harbor Hills was always giving that city stuff because I was always trying to upgrade or deal with stuff in that aspect. But I mostly made that city for the Ultimate Mayor's Club. But some people kind of frown down on feeder cities. Again, it's like how you play your game. I wouldn't judge anybody for having a feeder city. I know plenty of people that had feeder cities. I think they're awesome. It's just I didn't have a feeder city. I literally had like a second city just to have a second Mayor's Club, which unfortunately I haven't been super active in because that same device that I was playing on, I had to put a third town on there for a project that I'm working on with EA right now, which is going to be coming soon. Details will be at the end of the video. But so that device is being used for that. So I have to log out of that city and log into my other one to get back into Ultimate Mayor's Club, but I haven't had an opportunity to. So either way, that's the whole situation with that. Another question that came up was, how did you become vice president? If you guys remember when I first created Harbor Hills, when I first created Paragons, it was actually during a live stream. I did a lot of recruiting in the live stream, got all of my members and stuff in the live stream. But so I was president. I spent the Sim cash to start the club, you know, the Mayor's Club or whatever. And I did a lot of the recruiting and I advertised it on the videos or what have you. But I'm gonna be honest with you guys, there was a situation and it was during the Platinum Key event. The team sent me some platinum keys in order to buy the mountain items, and I think it was the beach delta and stuff like that. And the way they sent it to me, and it's not their fault, I didn't get the instructions, or maybe I didn't understand the instructions, but the way they sent it to me, the game automatically assumed I was a cheater. So I got exiled, okay? And so this is a crazy story. I never thought I would tell it, but I figured, hey, this is the 100th episode. What better time for me to tell it than now? But I essentially got exiled into like a whole nother realm, and it was the craziest experience. If you guys were a part of my club, you already know we were on the Facebook page, because we have a Facebook page for our club. I was posting screenshots of these people's towns. I was like in I was in Cheaterville, okay? Like I was in Hackerville. There was like, people were selling crazy amounts of loot items. People were selling crazy amounts of expansion items. People's cities were weird because like they had buildings on their beach and they had buildings on the other side by their airport. I was like, what is this? I was screenshotting it and sending it to them. I was like, what is this? What is this? And they were like, oh no, you're in the hacker server. So I don't know if there's a such thing as a hacker server. You guys can probably talk about it in the comment box. I honestly don't know. I don't even think I even asked what happened. I think I was just like, get me back to where I was supposed to go. I was even going to my neighbors and I was like, you guys, I can't see any of your markets. It wouldn't even let me see their markets. If I posted stuff, they couldn't see what I had for sale. So it was almost like I had been like exiled. It was the craziest thing. So because of that, I lost my presidency, of course, and Ilana ended up becoming president because she was vice president and Omar was vice president. So long story short, they had to repair my game. I think I was out for like a week or two. I don't remember what happened. Even after that, I still was having problems with my games, collecting like Club War stuff and things like that. It was the craziest thing. But essentially, I was supposed to follow steps after I got the platinum keys, and I didn't do it because I didn't know I was supposed to do those steps. So the game automatically was like, you're a hacker. Boom, you're over there now. And I was out. So basically, when they finally were able to get me back on the right server, get me back in the Mayor's Club, the only way they could put me in was as vice president. So that is the reason why, long story short, I am vice president. I have some adventures to tell you guys. Oh my gosh, this game has given me some adventures, that is for sure. A lot of people want to know tips on how to get higher up in the levels fast. I'm going to stress this to you. If you're playing this game for the first time, do not go through the levels fast. Take your time. The higher up you go, the more problems you have. And I'm not saying it like in a bad way, but every level you go up, it unlocks more things you got to do. More issues your town will have. They're going to want police stations when you get up so high. They're going to want parks when you get up so high. So if I were you, I would take my time, figure out the layout that you want your city to look. When I first started the game, we didn't have lakes and stuff like that. So when they introduced it, I was like, I got to figure out how to incorporate lakes. I got to figure out how to incorporate bridges. But now that you guys have that stuff now, I would definitely take my time when I first start the game, kind of like get an idea, visit other people's towns, get an idea of what you want your town to look like, give an idea of what you want to focus on. So that way, once you start getting your buildings and start placing stuff, and just take your time and just enjoy the game. To me, it's not a game that's like a race. It's not a game of like who gets the best, who gets the more population. It's just like enjoy the game. And that's all I got to say about it. Don't worry about getting up super high, super quick. Don't worry about, oh, I haven't unlocked that yet. I really want to unlock that. Because the higher up you get, the harder, the more challenging it gets for you, which is a good thing. Don't get me wrong. Because once you get to like, I'm at level 55. Once you get to that level, some of the challenges are just like, whatever. But, you know, when you're starting off and you don't have like 1.9 million and you don't have 543 keys and you don't have like, you know, so many simoleons or whatever, it becomes really difficult to kind of keep up with the demands of your town because you haven't had the opportunity to kind of like stack your cheese, so to speak, or like lay out your town how you want to do it. And another thing I've noticed too, the higher up you go, the more things you need for upgrades. Like I want to get a good example because I've gotten some crazy upgrade things. Like this one's not that bad, it's 10 logs, but I've gotten some crazy ones before where I was like, you want 14 corn? This one needs 5 corn. You want 14? Like one of them was crazy. I refreshed it so quick, which by the way, if you want to refresh your town, you just basically press that, hit OK, boom, you can refresh it. But one time I needed some crazy amount of something that it's really hard to make in the first place. And I was like, you want how many? So the higher up you get, the more the demand and stuff is. So just take your time, enjoy the game. Don't worry so much about trying to get up super high. You know, that's just my take on it. So I really don't have any advice on how to get up high. If you hustle, you know, you can get up high, but don't. Okay, take your time. And one of the final questions that I get quite a bit of is, are you still going to make SimCity Build-It videos? Short answer, yes. Long answer, I have lots of things in the works for SimCity Build-It. You guys have no clue. So definitely there will be more SimCity Build-It videos to come. I don't know, now don't quote me on this, I don't know if I'll still be doing weekly updates with Harbor Hills, only because I just need to figure out what direction I'm going and how to present it to you guys without boring you. And I know I feel like towards the end people were complaining about me just talking, but it was, I mean, to be honest with you, it was genuinely because I'm at the point where I just don't know what to do besides upgrading buildings, besides exchanging out. I was doing like little small things, you know what I mean? Like I was exchanging out these omegas. I was exchanging out, you know, like I worked on the beach overhaul where I was able to get like a 30,000 population boost from that. Then I was working on the mountain overhaul. Then I've been working on epics. Like in the background, y'all, I've been working on mountain epics because I want this whole area to be mountain epics. As you guys see right now, I have quite a bit. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 right now. That's it. Surprised I don't have more than 9, that one back there. So I have a lot of mountain epics. I've been working on those in the back. I've been just doing things like that. But yes, there will be more SimCity Build-It videos. I'm not going to stop making them. I really enjoy this game and I don't want to stop making it. I really enjoy, like a lot of you guys I have met through SimCity Build-It. I still want to be able to have that experience with you guys, and I don't have any plans for stopping it. But with that being said, I do have a series that'll be coming out with Blocks. If you guys don't know who he is also a SimCity Build-It content creator, and we are going to be doing as far as I know as of right now, we're striving to do a weekly stream where we're going to be talking about the game. We're going to be answering you guys' questions, which you guys, if you want to start spamming me with questions now, please feel free. We're also going to be doing like building contests. We're going to be visiting you guys' towns, and it's going to be a live stream. And as far as right now, we're planning on doing it every week. It's something that we've been working closely with EA in regards to, and that's pretty much what I've been doing in the background, is trying to get everything ready for that. Our plan is to start next week, tentatively right now on Tuesday. So as soon as we have all the details and things of that nature, next Tuesday, which is, get my sticky notes here, the 29th. Yes, the 29th, tentatively, that's what we're talking about right now. Once we have that time and date nailed down, I will definitely post something on the community page, so make sure you guys are subscribed so you can get the information. the SimCity Build It Facebook page will post something, and I think they're going to tweet it for us too on the Twitter. So if you follow any of those, or you follow me on Facebook, or you follow me on Twitter, and of course the community page, I will definitely post details as soon as I get that information. But that is something that I am so looking forward to, because me and Blocks have been talking about doing something together since we met each other. Oh my gosh, it'll be a year in like a couple of weeks. Oh, our year anniversary is coming up, Blocks. What are we going to do for our year anniversary? I don't know. I'm just being silly right now. He probably won't even watch this video, but I'll have to definitely send him a message and be like, we just made our year anniversary. Me and Blocks and Build It with Smith. I met them at EA Play last year, and EA Play is about to come around again. So anyway, we're going to be at our year anniversary fairly soon. But anyway, we've been talking about doing something for a long time. We definitely had like a format. We had an idea, but it was just trying to get everything pushed out. And so we're finally at the part where everything is like pushed out and it's ready to go. And I'm excited about it, y'all. It's going to be so much fun. So anyway, that'll be next week. If anything changes though, I'll definitely let you guys know. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That was my big news. I'm so excited about that. Yeah, I don't know why though. I don't know. So I can just talk about SimCity Build It like again for like an hour and a half. Like, why not? But anyways, hopefully you guys will be able to come tune into that. And like I said, if you guys have questions you want us to address during the live stream, or you want to have comments, anything that you want to discuss, please let me know in the comment box or send me a Facebook message. I promise you I will check it. I need to catch up like in the next couple days. But do that and all of that jazz. And I think that's it for this video. I hope you guys, oh my gosh, it is so long. I just looked at my timer. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my little 100 SimCity Build It episode. I originally was going to take clips from the different videos and kind of like do like the highlights. But most of you guys have been along. Not most of you guys, a good majority of you guys have been along since day one. And if you haven't, you caught up on day one. So kudos to y'all for being so supportive of me. And I swear I'm not going to cry. Okay. I'm a big sap, y'all. You know this already about me. I'll cry at the drop of a penny. Don't cry. Anyway, some of you guys, I mean, you know, you've been here, you've seen the journey, so I kind of felt like I don't want to do that, but I do want to have like a conversation about SimCity Build It, kind of address all the questions in one big video. I'll put links for the videos if I discuss anything, or if you guys have any questions, you know, please feel free to comment down below. I am planning a giveaway. I'm still trying to get the details about it, and that was another thing I was waiting on in order to get this 100 video out, because I wanted to have a giveaway. So as soon as I get the details and figure out how to do everything, I will definitely come to you guys with that, so you can participate in that. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. Please thumbs up the video, because I love thumbs up. Like, I thrive, like I eat them for breakfast. Okay, do you want me to lose weight and become a skinny mini? Please, no. I need to be able to survive. So give me them thumbs up. I'm just being silly, but I do like thumbs ups, and comment in the comment box and all that good stuff. And thank you so much, guys, for being here for this 100 episodes, 100 plus episodes, and specifically this 100 episode special. And I will see you guys very soon. Bye.